Hello, students. Now, again, we are starting with the new chapter of MCB. The name of the lesson is The Tug of War. Let me brief you about this story. Here we are going to meet different animal characters. One out of them, the main character here, is a rabbit, a hare, who is very naughty. Mischievous he is. He really finds fun in creating trouble for others. So here, if you see the warm-up activity, tug of war. Now these boys are playing tug of war, and if you look at the faces carefully, their faces are strained. Why are their faces strained? Because they are making a lot of effort to beat each other. No, they are putting force on either side just to beat the other one party, right? So now this rabbit, who is really finding fun in creating troubles for others, one day noticed two very old and dignified residents of that jungle and trick them to play tug or to be in part of playing tug of war unknowingly. And finally they felt really ashamed and got very much angry on this hare. And let's see who are those two animals and what the story wants to tell about these two animals to us who were tricked by this playful hare rabbit. So today we will just read the 2 pages, half of the story. Okay, we will learn the correct pronunciation, how to read nicely, and focus on the vocabulary too. Okay, let us start. One peaceful morning, a hare called Umvundala, who lived by the Zambezi River, was bored. So this hare, whose name is Umvundala, was living by a river. The name is Zambezi River. He felt bored. Bore ho raha tha, right? He felt like creating a bit of fun for himself. So he looked around to see what he could do. Now he wanted some fun. So he just looked around. It gave him great pleasure to trouble other animals. As I already told you, this rabbit really finds fun in troubling other animals. So suddenly he spotted means noticed, two dignified old residents. Now dignified means worthy of respect, jinki izzat ho, right? So he spotted two dignified old residents of the area. And who are those? Rhino and Hippo. Hippo, although aware of his ugliness, was very proud of his strength. You know, Hippo was aware, like he is not very beautiful looking, right? But he was very proud of his strength. Hippo को अपनी strength पे बहुत घमंड था. Now, Umvundala's mind was a treasure house of pranks. Now, this hare rabbit was very clever, and his mind works as a treasure of pranks, jokes, or mischievous acts. Pranks means mischievous acts. He hopped, rabbit hop करते हैं ना, jumping and hopping, right? Hopping. So he hopped up to the river bank and called, "Oh mighty one, why do you say you are so strong? Even I with small size and thin legs could beat you in a tug of war." अब उसको challenge कर देता है. Now this small size rabbit challenges the big hippo for a tug of war. He says, even I can beat you. You just boast about your strength. So Hippo ignored Umvundala and his ridiculous boasting. Hippo first ignored this. Like rabbit ने जो भी कहा, he did not pay attention to it. He just found his boasting ridiculous. Ridiculous means just silly. Boasting is when somebody talks about the self, proud self talk. ओके सो जब खरगोश जो है प्राउड सेल्फ टॉक कर रहा था, उसको पहले हिप्पो ने इग्नोर कर दिया. बट द हेयर केप्ट ऑन पेस्टरिंग हिम. पेस्टरिंग मीन किसी के पीछे पड़े रहना, लाइक एंड जस्ट कॉजिंग अनॉयंस. Sometimes you also pester your mother and father to get something for you, no, and you don't leave that matter till you get it, so that is pestering. So at last Hippo replied, in the hope of getting some peace and quiet, a tug of war. All right, I will show you my little long eared nuisance. अब उसको न्यूसेंस किसको कहा हिप्पो ने? उस खरगोश को. The hare was referred here as a nuisance. Why he is referred as nuisance? Because he was causing annoyance to Hippo, right? So he said, okay, just a tug of war, na? So he finally, Hippo accepted the challenge, right? Now let's see the next page. Umvundala danced with delight. Delight here means happiness. He pointed to an old rounded mound of earth beyond the river bank. So he just showed. Pointed to means just demonstrated, right? I bet I could pull you out of water, and over that termite hill he taunted. उस पे taunt कसते हुए taunted. He just said, try to make someone angry. Taunt कसना मतलब when you make something, to say something to make somebody upset or angry, right? So उसने कहा, I bet I can pull you out of water over the mound onto the other side of the river. Umvundala then dashed off. Dashed off means ran fast. To braid. Braid जैसे चोटी बनाते हैं तो उसको braid कहते हैं ना, right? गूंथना. Hair braid means goothna. So Umvundala then dashed off to braid a long, strong rope. उसने एक अच्छी मजबूत रस्सी तैयार की. When he came back, he tied one end to Hippo's hind leg, saying, when I shout pull from behind the hill, you must pull with all your might, for I shall surely beat you. अब चुपके से उसकी पैर पे रस्सी बांध दी हिप्पो के, राइट? और उसे वार्निंग दे गया कि when I say pull from the other side, you have to just pull. Hippo thought that Umvundala's foolishness had at last got the better of him. He said nothing and settled down again in the water, and he soon dozed off. Or dozed off here means the light sleep. He just had a nap. He just again thought ये पागल हो गया है खरगोश, and he's just challenging again and again. So he didn't take the things very seriously actually. Now Umvundala took the other end of the rope and crept around. Crept around means बहुत चुपके से जाना, right? Crept around to the other side of the hill where the old rhino was sleeping. अब कहाँ पहुँच गया? Where the rhino was sleeping. He picked up some fierce little red ants from a nearby hole and quietly dropped them in rhino's ear. चींटियाँ उठाई लाल, right? And he put into rhino's ear. Rhino awoke with a grunt. Grunt here means the sound that rhino makes, right? Pig also grunts. And shook his head, trying to scratch his ears. Khujli karta hua, he just rose off. Good morning, piped Umvundala. I was just coming here to warn you of the ant's nest. उसको बोलता है, now this Umvundala is very clever. He tells Rhino that मैं तो तुम्हें यही बताने आ रहा था कि यहाँ चींटियाँ बहुत हैं. Oh, I see one has crawled into ear. और कहता है मुझे दिखाई दे रही है. May I help you remove it? Now this is like here. I'm leaving the story here only. Tomorrow we will come up with the next reading. I want you to just go through the pages, both the pages again, and whatever vocabulary I have discussed, just try to know those words. I will be sending you the vocabulary words, right? You have to note them down in your copy along with the word meanings, right? Let me read once for you. Pleasure, trouble, spotted, residence, ugliness, strength, treasure, pranks, hopped, boasting, nuisance, delight, termite, braid, foolishness, settled, dozed, crept, fierce, grunt, scratch, crawled. Okay, so we'll meet in the next class. Thank you. Have a